Yo, what is going down, everybody? It is Unbeatable Jacob coming through with another video. In today's video, we are going to talk about the new cards coming into NBA 2K22 My Team. And towards the end of the video, I kind of just want to speak about a few different things, channel related and personal related. So if you're a real unbeatabler, you guys can stick around to the end of the video and get some updates. But first and foremost, we need to talk about these new cards coming into My Team. So in case you guys have been living under a rock for the past week, we did get a leak earlier in the week telling us what cards were going to be coming. You can see DBG tweeted it out here. Now this leak came from a website in Korea. A few people were questioning like how valid this was due to the fact that the names were spelt wrong. But for me personally, I was 99% sure this was real for a couple different reasons. For one, them spelling like Trey and Havlicek and Glenn Dice wrong, like I understood why that was, because that's just the translation from a website that's all AI powered, done by robots. It's just translation by robots, so not even a big deal. For two, it was an official website in Korea from like a real gaming outlet, like a very official gaming outlet. That'd be like the equivalent of like IGN tweeting this out or something in America. For three, it just made total sense with Ha Swang-jin being in the game, why it would have hit Korea first. And for four, this happened a bunch last year where other sites from foreign countries would drop the information before we got it here in America. So I was sure this was true, and it turns out that it was. So the cards we're getting are Ha Swang-jin, David Robinson, Trae Young, Clay, Hondo, Glenn Rice, and Eric Snow. And that was all confirmed today by the official 2K Twitter. I guess a few of them weren't, but it's gonna be what it is. So first thing they announced was the 75 player cards for the top 75 players of all time. This is a dope idea right here. For one, we are sure that all of the legends are going to get cards now. The top 75 players are going to get cards. Sometimes they kind of forget about some all-time greats, and that can be infuriating. And for two, this card art looks absolutely amazing, man. Like, look at this. It's like real cards, but it looks so dope. They're not real cards, but they look like they could be, and it is so dope. So for these two cards, I really don't need to go into depth with these, because you guys, if you play the game for previous years, you know what it already is with these cards. So if you go back and look, right around this time last year, we got this David Robinson. It came out on November 10th. Tomorrow is gonna be November 5th. Same exact week. It's going to be one tier lower, so just expect this card with a few extra Hoff badges. Looking at like 76 speed, 77 shot 3. Not going to be able to put the ball on the floor at all. He's going to get some finishing badges, a couple shooting badges, and he'll be pretty good all around. You guys already know what it is with an early game D-Rob. He gets his own jump shot. David Robinson release. You guys already know what it is. He's going to be good. I think that right now, especially in competitive play, it's like 80% of people running Dolph, maybe a couple Anthony Davises mixed in or something, but he's definitely going to change the game a bit. He's not going to be like a complete meta shifter, but it'll probably be pretty similar to when Mutombo dropped. Like, everybody now has this big that's playing competitively. He's probably going to be really expensive, and like I said, you just know what you're getting with D-Rob, right? He's like one of the few bigs in the game that'll have a guard-like jump shot early on. If it's 3-ball ratings, a 77 or higher, slap a shoe on there, get it to 80, coach, get it to 84, 85, 4 general 88, bang, all of a sudden you can't miss with him. So yeah, he's going to be really good. Probably the top center if you don't want to use Dolph. That's what it is. And with John Havlicek, you know, we're not going to get 98 on him this early. And that's just how it's going to be if we get it on him at all this year. Just like this John Havlicek card that came out the same day as that D-Rob, also on November 10th. He's not going to get 98. He's going to get this Cliff Hagan type of shot, jump shot 17, which will be okay. He's just an amethyst anyway, so he's more of a budget baller anyhow for this card right here. And it's actually crazy, man. It's so easy to predict the content this year because the same week last year on November 10th, like they dropped Havlicek and they dropped David Robinson in the same week, and now we're getting them together again this time around this year. Contact's getting a little bit predictable, I cannot lie. So that's something. Now, we're getting this Hoswang Jin card. Will this make a difference for people who play competitively? No. Is he going to be a limited demon? Maybe. Is it cool for people in Korea or anyone who is a fan of him because I believe he streams 2K himself now? Yeah, of course. It's a cool card to throw in the game. Totally fine. Don't really have a whole lot to say about it. He's a 7'3" dude who played something like 20 games in the league, so how relevant will this be for me? Not that relevant, but cool nevertheless. No complaints whatsoever. I actually had a few cards of his growing up. I actually had an autograph card, I believe. Let me see if I can find it. It was called like a Bowman Hoswang Jin. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it here. I'm not even sure if I can spell his name proper, so we might be out of luck. No, I think this is it. I had this card. This is the one I had. I had this card of him, and I also had this card. And that's why I can remember him so well, because I remember having this card just thinking this was just such a goofy card. But yeah, cool to have him in the game. Definitely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Now, the rest of the cards are the ones I'm more interested to talk about. We know what we're getting with D-Rob. We know what we're getting with Hondo. We know what we're getting with Hoswang Jin. But we're getting this glitched Trae Young. Right now, I feel like there is a severe need for point guards in my team. I really do. Right now, I'm running dudes like Steph. Pull him up real quick. And there's a lot of issues with Steph, right? He can only get quick first step on silver. He can only get clamps on silver. He can't get quick chain. There's a lot of issues with Steph, right? He can't really dunk the ball for real. He gets safe dunks, so that's not a bad thing. I've been running Pete as well at point guard, and there's some issues with Pete. His escape isn't that gassed. What's he got? The Doncic escape isn't that great. His defense is pretty suspect. He can't get clamps. You know, it is what it is. His jump shot timing's on normal, so he just kind of is what he is. And right now, we're in a severe need for a point guard. So let's take a look at other Trae Young cards in the game. And we can see that on his Ruby and on his Emerald, his shot is on quick, so that's a good sign. I've used this Emerald upgraded before, and his shot is very quick. He's only 6'1", but at the end of the day, the biggest thing is for him, he has all his own SIGs, which aren't bad at all, but he just needs a different dribble style, man. That's really gonna make or break this card right here, is his dribble style. That's what it's gonna come down to. If they can give this dude a good dribble style, I have no doubt in my mind he will be the most fun point guard in the game for me to use, and probably the best all-around point guard, because if you guys missed it, they did say right here, run your defense with glitch Trae Young. So we can already expect him to have at least gold clamps, I'm sure, and probably just all-around good defensive stats, because if we go look at this glitched Harden that came out, they gave him like clamps, intimidator, and I guess it wasn't as crazy as I thought, but you can just expect Trae Young to have pretty good defense, which he's gonna need in order to play at 6'1", and I wouldn't be surprised if he at least gets like a 60 dunk. That's probably my guess, is like a 60 dunk, kind of like Curry. So I think that there's a very good chance that he is the best point guard in the game for right now for his ability to 3-hunt and play a little bit of defense, but I still think they're going to leave a lot to be desired down the road in other point guards due to the fact that he's 6'1", due to the fact that he probably won't really be able to dunk the ball, and that's just assuming that they make his dribble style something other than slasher. If we go back and look here at 2K21, I'm curious to see when they changed Trae Young's dribble style. So on his original card, he had slasher. Once he got a Pantheon card, they still had slasher on him. This Amethyst came out in October, he still had slasher. So they didn't change his dribble style to quick until April. So realistically, my opinion on this card is going to be that if they change his dribble style, he will be the best point guard and most fun point guard in the game for at least a decent period of time. But he still will have to get upgraded and will be upgraded rather quickly. If they don't change his dribble style, there's almost no reason to run him over somebody like Steph, Pete, Isaiah Thomas, Gary Payton, all of the other people that you would throw in that group to be like the A tier or S tier point guards. So that's where I'm at with him. Curious to see like what else drops tonight. We're not really gonna know a whole lot until they hit the database, but we still need to see what tier some of these cards are. We can assume that they were going in order of their tier here. So Pink Diamond, David Robinson, Diamond, Trae Young, Diamond or Amethyst, Clay. I'm assuming Diamond, Clay, and then Amethyst, Havlicek, Amethyst, Glenn Rice, Ruby, Eric Snow, or something along those lines. So we'll see, man. I actually have this video go a lot longer than I expected. It's already 11 minutes. Pretty much to summarize what I want to talk about my channel is go over to my Twitch, follow podcast tomorrow with DBG, Dale, and a very special guest. And I'm actually enjoying the game right now off stream. It's very weird. This week when I've streamed, I've played incredibly poor, but when I haven't streamed, I've actually played pretty decent and been enjoying it a bit. So that's where I'm at with the game. We'll talk more about myself and other stuff that I was going to touch on in this video, probably tomorrow on stream or something, and just a few future plans I got for y'all. Anyways, I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have fun tomorrow with the new content. I'll catch y'all on my stream for the podcast tomorrow, and I'm out.